My name is Brittany Terry, and I'm here to talk to you about giving a presentation. We will talk about how to begin a presentation, how to build support for your ideas, and how to organize your presentation. First, we will talk about how to begin a presentation. A good presentation starts with you as the speaker understanding your audience. You will need to know who your audience is, why they are listening to you, what they are interested in, and what stake do they hold in the reason you are speaking. You may also need to know the audience's genders, ages, educational background, ethnicity, and how well they know your product. For instance, I know there are more females in our class than there are males. You are all here to listen to me speak about giving a presentation, and your grade depends on viewing and discussing at least 2 other students' presentations. And you should all be familiar with my topic of my presentation since it's in our reading. Next, you will need to know your speaking environment. You will need to know the size of your audience, your presentation time schedule, sound and lighting, and the seating. For example, we have 11 students in our class, including myself, and 1 professor. Our presentation should be 3 to 4 minutes long. My sound and my lighting come from my iPad and my office room area. And I'm assuming that most of you are viewing my presentation from your desk, your couch, your table, your bed, all that. Now we're going to talk about how to build your ideas as a speaker. First, you need to establish your credibility as a speaker. So if I'm leading a meeting at my job on the new billing codes, I would start out by stating that I'm the billing specialist for our organization. Then you will need to have evidence to back up your product. That includes facts and data, stories, and examples. Like in this presentation, I'm discussing the material that's in our textbooks, but I'm also giving them examples of my own experiences. After collecting your material, you will then need to pick the best supporting evidence. That evidence would be relevant to your topic and credible. My example about me leading in a meeting on our new billing codes is something that actually happened to me, and I am the billing specialist for the organization. So it's relevant to the topic of me giving that example for you to understand how to give a presentation, and it is credible because I am the billing specialist for the organization I work at. I personally am not a fan of giving presentations or public speaking. I get nervous and my face turns red, even in this setting where I'm just basically talking to myself. I have learned that if I am well organized and I feel confident in my I feel more confident in my speaking. Like I have my presentation written out for me and I have the ideas and bullet points, all that. So it's easy for me to talk. Lastly, we're going to talk about how to organize your presentation. After researching and collecting all of your thoughts, you will then need to arrange them. There needs to be some order in your arrangement of your thoughts so they're clear and concise when you're presenting them to your audience. You will then decide if you want your presentation to be a linear framework or a configural framework. Sorry, that word's hard for me. In a linear framework, the speaker's ideas are direct and straightforward. The main points of the presentation are discussed in detail. My presentation is linear. Most of the presentations that you've seen in the past and you're going to hear in the future are going to be linear. It's just more standard and easier for people to understand. A configural framework presentation is one that the message is more indirect. The audience is more involved in the presentation. The speaker gives the audience an opportunity to decide what the message means to them. Our textbook gives the example of the ending of the HBO series The Sopranos. I've never seen it, but I did know that the ending was they ended with him at a coffee shop or diner or something like that, and it just went black. That was the end of it. So I guess they were just trying to give the audience the opportunity to decide how the story actually ended. The speaker was giving the audience an opportunity to decide what the message means to them. I personally prefer the linear framework, but it could just be because I'm used to it and it becomes easier to me. In the presentation you just heard, we discussed how to begin a presentation, how to build support for your ideas, and how to organize your presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Again, my name is Brittany, and good night.